Are you ready to be a mum? Hi ladies, it is Abby McKenna here from Ready Set Mum, and today we're going to be discussing the very important and sometimes controversial topic about whether or not you are ready to be a parent. Now, I have spoken to so many mums about this topic, researching for this video and also our article on Ready Set Mum. And the number one answer that I got from people and the number one comment was, I was absolutely ready to be a mother, but I was not prepared. I didn't know how hard being a parent was. And I absolutely believe that people can be ready to be parents. There's some people like me where it sort of shocks them and you go away and you think, oh geez, I'm not sure if there's something wrong with my body, and you do the pregnancy test and go, wow, I wasn't expecting that. But you can ready yourself over the next 9 months or 8 months, not a problem. However, I don't think we're always completely prepared because it's something completely new in your life. I do think being as prepared as you possibly can be is a very, very, very good idea. Being a parent is really difficult. It's one of the most rewarding things that you will do, but it is very, very hard. Your life changes, your priority changes, your invincibility changes, your money habits change. All of a sudden, you have to consider someone else. You need to think about, are you ready to put the needs of someone else before yourself? You can't often make decisions on a whim. You can't often make spontaneous decisions to go here and go there. You have to start saying no, and you have to consider that little person's needs before yours. And I know I really struggle with this transition. I did what a lot of mums would do when they found out they were going to be a mother. I went 101, let's get prepared. Audio books, got such a workout, YouTube, podcasts, and I literally thought I was going to slip into this role like it was going to be so easy, it was going to be a breeze. But just like so many other mums that I've spoken to, I didn't realize how hard being a parent absolutely was. And I remember telling my father that I was going to be a parent, and he said, you know what, it's okay, kids are hard, but you just need to let them fit into your life. Absolutely, but you do need to restructure your life a little bit. There's another person to consider. You have to buy things for other people. You need to feel them emotionally. You need to feel your child emotionally, okay? It's not your child's job to feel you emotionally. So I think it's really important to actually ask yourself the question of, why are you bringing a child into the world, or why are you considering to bring a child into the world? A child is there to be loved, not to replace us if we feel like we're lacking love. They're not there to fix problems, all right? If you've got an auntie or a mum or a boyfriend that's nagging and nagging and nagging and nagging and wants you to have a baby, that's not good enough. You need to be ready. You absolutely need to be ready. And one of the best things that I heard someone said, how they knew that they were ready to be a parent, was that they turned around and said, am I ready to be a parent? And when they said yes out loud, it didn't scare the pants off them. And that's how they knew that they were ready to be a parent. And then I had another mum when I was interviewing people for this topic who said, I was absolutely ready to be a parent, but I hadn't considered my child being born with a condition or a disability. And I thought, this is really interesting because my children don't have any conditions or disabilities that I know of at the moment. But she said, I was so ready to be a parent. I'd been a parent twice over, and then I had a child who had a condition, and I was so not prepared for that. She said it gets easier with every child. It gets more relaxed with every child because you learn out what works for you. You work out what doesn't work for you. But then that changed the whole ball game for her. So I think that's a really interesting consideration, is, are you prepared to potentially have a baby that has special needs that you need to put extra time into? And then there's that factor of time. Ladies, kids take time. They take time, all right? And as I said, it's really important to make sure that you're fulfilling their needs. Kids measure their safety in the time that you spend doing the things with them that they really enjoy. So do you have time to come down to the beach? Do you have time to give out cuddles during the day? Are you prepared to say no to some of the things that you really want to do? Not all the time, but sometimes to sit down and play fairies or play Superman or whatever that is. And then, of course, there's no rules to being a parent. Parents come in all shapes, in all sizes. There's same-sex parents, there's different sex parents, there's solo parents, there's adoptive parents, there's foster parents, there's grandparents, there's so many. There's no rules. Only you can tell whether you are ready to be a parent. But whatever your situation, being prepared is really important. So do you have a really good network or a support system, no matter what situation you are in? And really consider that whatever you possess, you're going to pass on to your children, the good qualities and the bad qualities. So are you ready to do that? That was a real kick in the bum for me when my children was born. They were actually the catalyst for me developing a better mind and better confidence and a better self, because I realized that I was quite miserable when I brought Ayla into the world, and I didn't want to pass that on to her. I didn't want her to have to fight to learn about what happiness actually meant. I had to find out what happiness meant internally to me so that I could pass that power onto her. Another really good way of identifying this and thinking about this, ladies, if you lack body confidence, who was a significant adult in your family who lacked bad body confidence that you then borrowed that from? Was it your mum or your dad? So are you prepared to continue to better yourself so that you can lay the best foundations for your child? And then what kind of parent do you want to be? Like I said, I had this prepared. Parenting 101, I read every book. I didn't realize that I just couldn't go to every book that I read for answers, that not everything was going to work, that little people had a mind of their own and I was going to have to make it up as I went. We all want to be a relaxed parent, and sometimes we have to realize that the way that we want things to go isn't always the way that we were going to let them, that isn't always the way that they were going to happen. So what kind of parent do you want to be? What kind of discipline do you want to instill? What kind of values do you want to pass on to your children? Have you worked that out? And then, of course, the really important question of, are you realistically financially stable enough to be able to support a child? Children can cost a lot of money. They do cost a lot of money, but you can choose for them to cost more money than other people if you want to. But are you realistically able to support a child? And are you able to keep developing your money mindset and your money education so that you can support a child as they grow up and have extra needs throughout this world? And then if you're having a child with a partner, do you want to be a parent with them? Can you see yourself as a parent with them? Do you think you will be good parents? I think one of the considerations, and so help me if this happens to you, one of the considerations that I had with my partner was, if this doesn't work out, I think we can still be really great parents together. Really think hard about that, because it can sometimes get difficult if parents go their separate ways. So that's another really important thing to consider. Another one that I really don't want you to have to think about, but you do have to think about, is, are you prepared to let them go later on? We're there to lay foundations for our children, but one day they're going to grow up, they're going to be independent, they're going to go off into the world, and they're going to have families of their own. Are you prepared to enable them and let them to do that and provide the strength and the foundations that they need to do that well? So there you go. Have a think about that. Are you prepared to put someone else's needs before yours? Do you truly want to bring a child into the world? Are you realistically able to financially support that little person? Do you have the mindset and the qualities that you want to be able to pass on as a parent? If you're having a baby with someone else, do you want to be a parent with them? What kind of parent do you want to be? It's always really good to talk about that before your baby comes, because it can be really difficult when a baby comes out and then you guys have completely different outlooks and rules and systems and ideas of what parenting should look like. And then, of course, if you answer yes to most of those, guys, you're absolutely ready to be a parent. I think you intrinsically know that you're ready to be a parent. And if you're like me and it comes as a surprise, you'll get used to the idea. But do what you can to be prepared. But no, you need to be flexible. You need to be flexible with your relationship, but you also need to take time for yourself. And I think the most important question to ask if you are ready to be a parent is, do you have the ability to look after yourself? And do you have the ability to sometimes put yourself first? Because if you want your kids to be awesome, you have to be awesome. And if you want your kids to be okay, you have to have the ability to be able to look after yourself and fill your cup in health and wellness and emotions and all that wonderful stuff as well. Because at the end of the day, if you're not okay, you don't have the energy or the fuel or the stamina to look after a little person. So let us know. Are you ready to be a parent? If you were, how did you know? If you weren't, how did you get ready? How did you prepare? And did your preparation go to plan? Because I know that mine didn't. My first child popped out, and most of the preparation that I did was pretty useless. I had to learn as I went. Congratulations if you're pregnant, and congratulations if you're looking forward to being pregnant. We look forward to seeing you back here really soon at Ready Set Mum. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and share this video with someone that you think might like it or needs to hear it. Bye.